tunnels that it will be able to contain the volume of water that comes out during the spillage? What is going to happen there? Okay. I pay my own bills, Mahama replies, Abronye, DC. President Kufuor lacks the political will to fight corruption, is what the former president, John Mahama, is also saying. Selling Ghana, continuous voter registration begins end of the year. So there's not going to be new registration. Has been alluded by a few people. The EC boss is saying that continuous voter registration is going to begin end of the year. Okay. Well, the former president have gone on. I mean,
you're getting ready for the Star Radio morning show as usual. So, in the next few minutes, I'll be joining Archie and Frank for the morning show. Níbikíbi tí ẹ bá tó ń darapọ̀ mọ́ wa as we continue all the awareness campaign. The media never stop talking. Why they are talking about the queen, the king, ìtò dé bá wa nísìn òun làwọn sọ̀rọ̀ lé lórí sí tó kàn wá pẹ̀lú ìyẹn táwọn sọ yẹn. Because at the end of the day, Nigeria is not working for anybody. Nigeria is not working. Kò ṣiṣẹ́ fọ́mọdé, kò ṣiṣẹ́ fàgbàlagbà. It's one of the most shittest old country in the world. But yet, ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ èèyàn sọ pé ẹ ṣe jẹ́ ká túbọ̀ tọ́jú Nàìjíríà dáadáa. Mi mọ̀ tẹ́ fẹ́ tọ́jú lára Nàìjíríà o. The more tẹ́ bá ń tọ́jú Nàìjíríà, the more ni Nàìjíríà lágbára sí. Ẹ̀yin Nigerians lẹ́ fún ẹ̀yin lẹ́ ń feed Nàìjíríà tẹ́ bá mọ̀. Ká jẹ́ kí Nàìjíríà kó collapse. Sọ pé no, ẹni ká tọ́jú Nàìjíríà mo ní wẹ́. The more tẹ́ bá ń tọ́jú Nàìjíríà, the more Nàìjíríà ó máa lágbára sí ni o. Let's allow Nigeria to go jejely. No one agree. Ẹni Koiki shut up. Ìgbòho shut up. Ẹni àwa là ń dá wàhálà sílẹ̀. Okay. Bí àwa là ń dá wàhálà sílẹ̀ ni. Bí a Nàìjíríà ló dá wàhálà sílẹ̀. Everybody tó bá yá ló máa mọ̀. We defend darapọ̀ studio in another 5 minutes. As usual, in Tower Monshila and Louis. As we continue to use our media, that is already atrocities, crime against humanity. Because ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ mọ́tò ẹlòmíràn tẹ̀ mọ́tò ń pè ní crime against humanity. You know, kò síjọ́ kan báyìí tó máa jí atrocity kan máa ti ṣẹlẹ̀ ní Nàìjíríà. Mo ń ka report nísìn pé 16 hours làwọn èèyàn ń lò láti ojúlé sójúlé nílùú òṣì yẹn. Ìlú tó ń parọ́ fún yín lójoojúmọ́. Nàìjíríà go better, go better. Go better fáwọn kan kò lè better fún gbogbo yín. So ẹni tó bá rò pé Nàìjíríà máa better fún gbogbo yín. Irọ́ tó bá dé òun nìyẹn. So if you think that anybody is telling you Nigeria go better and you are believing that nonsense. Hello? Mo ń lọ lórí rédíò báyìí máa. Hello? Àìtí mọ̀ date. Kò tí sẹ́ni tó mọ̀ date. Kò sí bọ̀ lágbára lọ́hùn tá sọ́nà tá bá ti mọ̀ date everybody ló máa announce ẹ̀. Àìtí mọ̀ date. Ó kù díẹ̀ ni mà. Ẹ ṣé gan ni. A kú iṣẹ́ takuntakun. Kò ní sú wa, kò ní rẹ̀ wá. So ẹ jẹ́ kó máa fún yín ní fúbù pé Nàìjíríà máa dà. Nigeria is the most populous black nation in the world. Ṣé rí gbogbo rọ́ yẹn? Right? Irọ́ táwọn òyìnbó tó ń pa fún wa for years òun nìyẹn òun náà ló ń lọ níwájú yẹn nísìn the most populous black nation but pálí yín nísìn ẹ bá mú lọ sí Dubai máa gbá dànù sẹ́gbẹ̀ẹ́ á ní pálí òṣìwò ló gbé dání but àwọn òyìnbó máa sọ fún wa pé Nigeria is the most populous black nation ẹ bá listen sáwọn tó ń pariwo Yorùbá nation yẹn o àwọn fẹ́ dàlúrú wọ́n fẹ́ bayé jẹ́ bla 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 blow 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 ìdìgbọ́ ẹnu gbogbo àjọ wà yẹn mo ti lọ drop ọmọ Oòduà sí school nísìn mo ti wọlé padà ìwọ nísìn àwọn ọmọ tiẹ̀ wọ́n wà nílé àgbàlagbà àtọmọdé àtàgbàlagbà kò sí ẹ̀kan tó ń lọ school na same ẹ wá ń bẹ Ọlọ́run wá ní stupid people look at my stupid people ẹ parọ́ mọ́ Ọlọ́run torí ọ̀rọ̀ tó wà nílẹ̀ kò ní kankan ṣe pẹ̀lú Ọlọ́run ẹgbẹ́ ọkàn parọ́ fún yín pé ọ̀rọ̀ Ọlọ́run kan ni Ọlọ́run ti fún wa ní ìmọ̀ ó ti fún wa lóye òun mo ti wọlé nísìn mo ti gbádùn ara mi tẹ bá rí sórí cornflakes òun mo ti mú yẹn ṣe ń rí nínú abọ́ àti mílíkì ṣe ti rí cornflakes òun mo mú yẹn nísìn so mo ti gbádùn bí wọn bá jẹ jù báyìí lọ́rọ̀ ọlọ́mọ yẹn kínú máa dùn yàn àwọn ọ̀dẹ́ ń jẹun ìjẹun wọ̀bìà nílùú yìí tó bá ti jẹun ọba díẹ̀ tó jẹ ìyẹn náà ti tó bọ̀tẹ̀ yìí nísìn táwọn pariwo pé ẹ ṣe jẹ́ ká dá dúró gẹ́gẹ́ bí ìlú kan ẹ fi Nàìjíríà sílẹ̀ Nàìjíríà fúnra rẹ̀ gọ́mọ̀ kó wọn ò gbádùn ẹni ká shut up shut up Koiki shut up all the media shut up èyí lẹ fi bayé jẹ́ ok ọmọ tèmi ti lọ school nísìn ẹ̀wọ̀n ọmọ tí yín wà ń lé nísìn ẹ̀ rówó school san bọ̀dọ̀ wọ́n parọ́ fún yín àwọn máa ṣe school àwọn máa ṣe ná àtọ́dún wọn lọ ti ń sọ̀rọ̀ fún yín láti ọtọ́ tí British olórí burúkú àwọn monarch system táwọn ti bayé jẹ́ àwọn pè wá ní Commonwealth kí ló ibo ló ti ń common sí àwọn oníyé máa sọ tiwa o yà ń pe studio jàre àwọn ọ̀nà ètò lọ mo sọ fún yín ọmọ Oòduà ìtọ́ sọ fún mi nígbà tá a mú lọ lánàá àná ní first day wọ́n ní our aim a life of choice and opportunity choice wo lo ní nísìnyí pé ẹ ṣe fi Nàìjíríà sílẹ̀ and let us now work towards something that can benefit everybody ṣe rí Nigeria of today it's only benefiting few yes lótìtọ́ lódodo àwọn few yẹn àwọn máa sọ gbogbo kọ́ làwọn máa sọ fún yín wọ́n ní àwọn tó ń ṣe Yorùbá nation àwọn ló fi dà lóru ṣé èmi jẹ́ tó lè dà lóru báyìí ṣèbẹ́ ti rí àwọn tó dà lóru lánàá ṣé látijọ́ tèmi ti ní kọ́ ta ti ń ṣe Yorùbá nation ta ni mo ní kọ́ lọ attack ta la ní kọ́ lọ pa ọba kan jáde nísìn lánàá nísìn ó ní kọ́ lọ attack àwọn ọmọ tó ń ṣe Yorùbá nation ìyẹn nìwọ wá là ń sọ fún pé ẹ ṣe jẹ́ ká dá dúró ká dá dúró gẹ́gẹ́ bí orílẹ̀-èdè so that we can have something we will be proud of ẹni ká dákẹ́ ẹni ká shut up okay ti gbọ́ no problem bí àwa nìyá máa jẹ ni bí ẹ̀yin ni gbogbo àníyájọ́ máa jẹ èèyàn àgbàlagbà kó ṣe máa wọwọ́ kó tó jẹun níbo ló ti ń ṣe yẹn kí àgbàlagbà kó wà kẹsẹ̀ máa wọwọ́ kẹ tó jẹun kẹsẹ̀ máa wẹ́n tó máa fún yín ní ṣéǹjì owó tó tójoojúmọ́ la máa fún àwọn èèyàn lówó tójoojúmọ́ la máa fún yín lówó ṣé tá bá fún yín lówó lójoojúmọ́ kò ní sún ẹni tó ń fún yín lówó yẹn náà at some point kò ní sún wọn tá bá dá dúró àmọye numbers tá jẹ́ à lè take ara wa ẹni tó ní the benefit á gba benefit àwọn kan ní ẹ báwo la ṣe máa rí gbogbo yẹn ṣe ṣèbí Nàìjíríà deliberate náà fẹ́ kẹrí yẹn ṣe ni mélòó náà ni gbogbo Nàìjíríà tí wọ́n lè mọ mélòó ni wá but deliberate àtọ́ mọ̀ pé táwọn bá ti mọ mélòó ni wá gbogbo náà tán pariwo púpọ̀ jù wá lọ yẹn àṣírí wọn máa tú àwọn ò fẹ́ kí yẹn ṣẹlẹ̀ ìyẹn lọ ṣe fẹ́ ní census tó ń ṣiṣẹ́ náà dà anyway enjoy Star Radio. So I call the studio and do what I have to do. Adé ti ṣe tán, èmi lọ post office ní tèmi, lọ post letter àwọn tó ra flag, lọ fi flag yẹn ránṣẹ́ sí ẹlẹ́rìí ìgbà kíákíá. Àìtí mo wà tó máa pè fún rally ìgbàkigbà tó bá ṣàti pè èyí tẹ́ wà ń lé bẹ́ẹ̀ ni aṣọ bẹ́ẹ̀ ní ẹ ṣáà jáde síta tó important jù nìyẹn. And don't let anybody fool you pé tẹ́ bá jáde ọmọ apá yín wọ́n pa wá náà lójoojúmọ́ tẹ́lẹ̀ ní messed up country. Tó bá dalẹ́ Prophet Ológun Olúwa máa wà pẹ̀lú wa lálẹ́ lágo 10 láti wá bá wa sọ̀rọ̀ nípa rally tó ń bọ̀ ní United Nations. Láti èní ni rally yẹn ti fi bẹ̀rẹ̀ at 10 o'clock Yoruba time and UK time lágbára Ọlọ́run.
Starr Radio UK. It is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station. From the hour at a time, the morning show, the program. And I can say that I've got a white lion this morning. So let's cross over to him and then say massive good morning to you, Yummy.
Well, a very good morning to you, Mr. Archie. Good morning to you, Frank. I noticed that Frank is back with us. I was actually listening to him carefully yesterday, even though I was unable to join the conversation. Good morning to all our viewers, and I can tell you we have about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, almost 8 different channels that have plugged into Starr Radio UK that is listening from my hand here this morning as well. I say good morning to everyone. And let us say welcome once again to the 13th of September 2022, 4 minutes past 11 on your finest African and Caribbean radio station in London. The best way to always listen and follow us is to make sure you go on our website, www.starradiouk.com. If you download the app, it's a plus. If you're sending money on to your loved ones, remember to use SendWaves. If you're doing it for the first time, remember to use the Starr Radio code. S for Starr, R for Radio. I say good morning to you once again, Mr. Archie.
Welcome, welcome. So how are you? How was the weekend? We know the coverage and everything that went on. How have you been?
Well, the weekend was beautiful because, like I always say, family come first. And that means I had, the best opportunity, to stay with the family over the weekend, completely off the social media. At least my phones were completely off, apart from the emergency line that has to be on for some reasons, as well. But apart from that, we had a great weekend. It was a weekend that was fantastic. I was able to connect with one of the Yoruba Nation, follower that traveled from the US to UK for something else, but we decided to meet up as well. So it was a great opportunity to meet those on the other side of the Atlantic that are also followers of Yoruba Nation. Apart from that as well, there were so many other activities. And yesterday we couldn't join you because it was the first day of the school for the little one, as we call him, Omodua. And I'll be giving a bit of a reason why we say 20 million Nigerian children out of school. That is something that we got to be concerned if you really think about the future of Nigeria as a whole. So the reason why I couldn't join yesterday, you know the reason, but it's just an opportunity for those that might probably be wondering that I was not with you yesterday, is that it was the first day of the school for my son that we took him to school yesterday. And the most important thing is he has a choice, and likewise, he will be given an opportunity as he begins a new life of choice and opportunity that so many Nigerians today do not have that same opportunity.
Listeners, those of you listening to us and watching us on other platforms, other 7 or 10 platforms, I want to just salute each and everyone. I really appreciate your patronage. Yes, continue to share the broadcast with the friends and loved ones. Invite them right out of this house. Well, okay. Now let's move on. Now, the first one, we're looking at the event that will be taking place pertaining to the Queen's demise, and we're looking at the fact that at a point, there could be call it traffic in central London. Okay, but these are all, preparations and plans have been put together so that anything outside that will happen, we will see it out, solve it. And when we have traffic and stuff like that, they go on thinking about how do we expand the roads, what do we do, and put various things to ease things down. But it looks like our part of the world, we don't see that. So for people to be between Lagos and Ibadan Expressway, to be on the road for 16 hours. Gee, what was happening there?
Well, that particular route actually links out to so many part of the other intersection of the other states. So if you're going to the southeast, to the northern part of Nigeria, you would need the Lagos Ibadan Expressway to at least get a bit out of the borders of Lagos State, or you could go through Ikorodu, that is completely as bad as nothing else, because I traveled through that route some few years back. This particular project of expanding the road and making it drivable for so many Nigerians is something that has been going on for 16 years. And you will wonder that even if, and I use the word 16 years, you've just talked about 16 hours on the road, I would have been able to travel from London to Glasgow, settle down in my hotel, and probably switch on the Starr Radio UK to enjoy the morning show. That's if I have to travel overnight. It would even be shorter journey. I did that journey last year when I paid a visit to Edinburgh, to Glasgow, to visit a friend there, and I traveled overnight, and I think it was less than 10 hours. So that means if I was meant to travel even on the daytime during the peak hour, I would not have used 16 hours. You're quite right. The headline that is coming says, "Gridlock traps Lagos Ibadan motorist passenger for 16 good hours." It's about 8 hours if you're going on the Virgin Atlantic or the British Airways to Nigeria today. That means anyone that is traveling will probably arrive, and if you have the choice and the money, you can return back on the next flight and you will be back in London while Nigerians are still stuck on the road. What could they be doing on the road? What could be the reason why, as we say, travelers between Lagos Ibadan Expressway yesterday experienced a traffic gridlock on the Magboro Bega section of the road, with some lamenting that they spent almost 16 hours. We know that Julius Berger Construction Company was conducting repairs on various parts of the road. However, the traffic yesterday, they will say, "Oh, Gaju, it is much more than expected."
So the traffic was God. Now, if you are listening to us, Starr Radio, you're not stuck in traffic. That's when we bring you the traffic. The travel updates. I tell you that if you have any information to what is happening in your area, that's matter that not in London or you're not in the US. We want to share so that if people will not get themselves stuck in that traffic. So what has maybe the transport minister or any of them who sees to that, or the roads minister said about it? Are they going to, do they have anything in plans in place to expand the road network or do something to ease the traffic? What is going to happen?
Well, that is the whole idea, was to expand the road. There's an expansion going on. It's just that it is creating more problem and it is taking longer. It's been going for 16 years, like I said, to get that road fixed, and then make it more motorable, and also to reduce, the problem. But one thing is, it seems, those that will probably enjoy, such a bad road are those Nigerians, the children, the adults, everybody trying to survive on that high road, selling pure water, selling, gala that doesn't have any meat anymore, as we know, back in the days, selling whatever is sellable, and probably those that will probably go on the Okada. That means you will then have to pay a little bit more for that. What is the government actually doing is the question. The public relations officer of Ogun State FRC, Florence Okpa, said the narrowing of the road also compounded to the traffic. But you will expect that even if a road network is being built, you must also not make life miserable for those that are going to continue to use it while the road will be finished. But corruption and lack of the competence of the government have means that 16 years we are still trying to fix the road.
Listeners, updates from Nigeria coming your way from Starr Radio. Okay, so right working on North London studios. I'm back here studios. Okay, so now let's move on straight. Electoral apologizes to clerics over Muslim ticket. Now, if you apologize to clerics that no, because of the Muslim tickets, we are sorry about that. They gather people vying now. So are they changing their candidates? Are they going to make it a Muslim, Christian, or Muslim, whatever faith, other faith? Is that what they're going to be doing?
Well, not literally so. I mean, there's been a lot of pressure on the APC, for choosing a Muslim ticket. Nigeria already is so much divided, when we look at, Nigeria as a whole. And then, going into an election, in 2023, that's if an election will hold, because there's a lot of indices that election might not hold, but we will still continue to say that's if the election will hold. The question then is, Akeredolu is the sitting governor from the southwest of Nigeria, which is part of the Yoruba, as you might want to call it, of today, is a sitting governor, is actually now saying that, has apologized to the Christian clerics for Muslim presidential ticket of the All Progressive Congress. I'm not sure why, is apologizing and for what reasons, but I'm sure, the chief secretary to the governor, Mr. Richard Oluwatunde, yesterday knows better. According to the statement, the chairman of the Southern Governor Forum spoke on Sunday at the 40th Holy Ghost Convention dinner of the Sword of the Spirit Ministry that was held at the International Conference Center at the University of Ibadan. The governor, Inga, is called for understanding on the need for power to return to the southern part of the country after 8 years. Let me give an example. This whole idea that power is returning to Southwest is just one gimmick that has been put and portrayed, especially for those of us that believe that, it is just an idea, that is not going to work. And I'll give the reason why. Tinubu, as we know, is from the Yoruba side, and is actually using that as, Emi Lokon. It has to literally come to the Southwest, and exactly what the governor is saying. But what we are not told that there is another Boko Haram, lineage of the Shetima, the vice president, that is currently, being lined up with Tinubu. And if anything, I quote and unquote, should anything happen to Tinubu, during that 8 years of this presidential, it will definitely automatically go back to the northern part of the country, and Shetima will become the sitting president of the country. And as we know, there is a lot of evidence that Shetima also has this link with the Boko Haram that we're currently experiencing in Nigeria of today.
Interestingly, sometime last week, there was a comment that was made by the daughter. It's alleged, by later I think there was a denial or something, of one of the person. I was saying that there's a plot that when they go for the election, and as you were saying, and Tinubu happens to win that election, I mean, just a matter of time, and they will just get rid of him because of his ill health. I mean, somewhere, whether he dies or whatever.
Well, I mean, you're quite right. And that is a concern that we have to always put out there. This narrative that, it has to come to the South. I mean, the question is, even if Tinubu complete, the 8 years, then what then happen again? The Northerners will want it back. The Southeast will want it back. And this disunity will continue, to continue as much as we are. And I was actually reading Professor Moyo Okedeji. Professor Moyo Okedeji is a professor of history, in the Houston University in America, and he has actually put out, as usual, one of his best article again over the weekend, and he's actually asked, and we're asking this question again to all our listeners, if we could get an answer to that. And he actually said that, he arrived 2 weeks late when the Queen Elizabeth visited Nigeria in 1956, because he was born just on the February 25th, 1956. But Queen Elizabeth have actually returned back to Britain because she left Nigeria 16th of February, 1956. The second time was Queen Elizabeth visited, late Queen Elizabeth II, visited Nigeria in 2003, but he has actually left Nigeria to United States of America. But he has a question for her, or probably maybe our King Charles III. And the question, which I'm just trying to, the most important question is asking is, who gave the British the audacity to force together numerous peoples who never saw eye to eye into one entity which they named Nigeria?
You know, interestingly, I think when we were having a discussion yesterday, practicing some, not for saying that, but it was, saying that we are tribes men, various tribes, and then they just amalgamated us, and it seemed not to be working because my way of life doesn't, to enjoy the morning show. And so it's difficult for us to be pushed and pulled together. But well, with the election in the go, with the north and the south, would there maybe, who knows, Tinubu, as it was being alluded by Obi, they said Tinubu's health is something that we have to talk about because Tinubu is just dishing out money, people who come to just follow him. As to whether the election is going to go, as to whether even the APC will have their capacity to win the election, is one thing. Maybe Obi is the man that we all have to look out for. Who knows? So coming away from Starr Radio UK. But let me come back to you about some of the other stories as well. Ekwuramadu, who was detained here in the UK for bringing a minor. That's how allegedly started for organ harvest and everything that went on. Now, what has become of him? There are 82 days. Is it that he's been sentenced to 82 days imprisonment, or what exactly has happened?
Well, you can see how time runs very fast. Ike Ekeremadu would have been in Nigeria also pushing, his party, the PDP, to win an election. But I'm not sure winning an election in the next 150 days, according to the time clock of Starr Radio UK, 150 days, 13 hours, 40 minutes, and the seconds going down, before the 2023 general election in Nigeria. But as we do know, Ike Ekeremadu's daughter has also now had to come out and is now pleading, for a kidney donation. The reason why the parents, the mother is on a bail, the father is still being held until the next court appearance before the court will eventually run the case next year. The case is not going to happen until May next year. So Ike Ekeremadu is not going anywhere, in any time in a hurry. Neither the wife is going anywhere because there is a pending case here in the UK that they need to answer to. But what we can say is, according to the Delta State Governor, Ifeanyi Okowa, has noted that Sonia, the daughter of the former Deputy Senate President Ike Ekeremadu, deserves free kidney donation from Nigerians. Success noted that Ike Ekeremadu played a role in shaping the country. For that, citizens should not hesitate in offering to be Sonia. I believe maybe Okowa's children should be the first to donate, their own kidney. Not Nigerians that are not well fed, Nigerians that are not going to school since February, Nigerians that have been battered by the same corrupt politician that could not provide the basic amenities. I don't think Nigerians will be ready to, or probably maybe for humanity's sake, there might be somebody out there this morning that might be thinking that the 25-year-old parent that are currently facing charges of organ harvesting in the UK noted she had no option than to drop out of the university due to their ailment.
Listen to this now. You have to give it to as well. Once it's already said to begin with greetings. But looking at the percentage of passport that has been issued, we're talking about 38% rise in passport that has been issued, and the fact that some statistics coming through talking about 13,609 Nigerian nurses or health workers being granted visas to come to work here in the UK. That shows how bad the system in Nigeria or in Africa as a whole is. That people who have been trained, actually that is brain. You train them and they are living. As whether they get set, whatever they have to set, they decide to leave and come and do whatever in the UK. To come and they better themselves. So what is all that story about as well? And we talked about, not to cut you, but we talked about the issuance of passport, how difficult it is for people to get their hands together.
Well, we are living longer, probably maybe not in African countries, but in Europe, we are living longer. And that means, we need more people to take care of the elderly ones amongst us. And where do we get these, kind of support? It will definitely have to come from Africa, Asia, wherever people can find, the best, area to travel. People go out of the country for different reasons. Passport insurance have now rise by 38% as more Nigerians are what we call Japa. Japa is the language that is used that if you can just get the hell out of Nigeria, you would have the best, even if you have just arrived in South Africa or probably Ghana, which I believe more Nigerians are now traveling to have a second option. I know a lot of Nigerians now that are relocating to Ghana to continue their education because the education system in Nigeria is completely gone if you do not have, the right money for the private education. You did ask before I go into, more about this, headline. How easy is it to get a Nigerian passport? If I ask as many Nigerians this morning, they will tell you it is one of the most difficult things to get, even though it is meant to be one of the most cherished identity that we carry along with us. But it seems as more Nigerians are finding it difficult, those that are thinking that it is time now that this identity, we've never had an identity crisis until the British government came in 1914 and changed who we are. And the question that, Professor Moyo Okedeji has asked, that he would have loved to ask the Queen, but 2 times they've not met. But who gave the audacity that the British had to literally join numerous people who have never seen eye to eye into what we call the entity that is now named Nigeria, and now just naming it to get the identity of this same country is what we call wahala, because you would have to bribe somebody. If you are outside Nigeria, you must know someone. It's not just a normal process that you do online and that is the end of it. You can go to the Nigerian High Commission at number 9 Northumberland this morning and you will hear all kind of stories. But what we do know that according to the rise that took off from 767,164, it has now become about 1 million passport has been issued between 2020 and 2021. But what we also know is that more of those that are having that passport are wishing to travel down to the nearest country, especially the ones that would also offer a kind of a visa skilled work. And UK government have got those kind of, different skills that can allow you to come on here and live here and work here. And that literally shows that according to the World Bank survey that yearly, that revealed that 56,000 more Nigerians were leaving the country yearly than arriving. So no more person is going to Nigeria as a country where there's economic crisis, there's insecurity. A young Yoruba boy was kidnapped in Ondo State, even though there's sketchy information that he has been released, but 30 million was what the terrorists were asking from the parent.
Texting me. You get it. In the country. When you was in the guy, good morning to you. He said, good morning, people in the house. And we say, good morning to you. Morning, I hope you are doing very, very well. Yes, on your screens at the moment, Mr. Frank Davis there as well. Frank, good morning to you. Good morning to our listeners. Good morning.
It's good to see you back. I was actually following you yesterday, and it's good to see you back. And I hope you brought the sunshine with you back to it, on your way back. And I hope you didn't leave it at the airport, because sometimes you could be taxed to release that at the airport.
It's true. It's true. Sometimes you be taxed when you're at the airport, and then you have to leave it. That's not fair. But before I come to you again, the people are going for direct or indirect modern slavery. The Yoruba nation is the way out. I mean, we'll talk about that several times. We'll talk about the fact that this is the proposed people say who gave the British the authority to amalgamate, to put various tribes together. Frank, let me come to you straight. I mean, we're looking at issuing of passport. That's raising up to 38%. Now we're looking at people who the British government has granted visa to come here as help for this, but 13,000. And we're looking at statistics. The only country that has got more is India. That's got about 40,000, followed by Nigeria, 13,000. Now, back in the time, we're talking about the fact that if we make money from that, well, we know that there's a demand for that particular skill. So why don't we train? We have Ghana, we have some nurses who have been trained and they don't have no hospital to where they cannot even get. So if the opportunity is there, people are living. You cannot blame them. But what do we do to actually, benefit from this?
Actually, again, thank you. Project last time. I am not a fan of in the UK, so I am no fan. Neither do I want when people experience what it is and how it is outside. I think for it find a shift. Yeah, of course. That's a time, keeping time, people realize is it at them. I think it's a security that we don't have then. But how will you this that there's an arrangement that will ship people out of it? And actually, probably yes, that level as does it if you compare and back, hoping that when we come back, it's not able to think
Something, yeah.
That's what sometimes surprises us when you have food that stay you find yourself as first second right now. So that's it. I think get a passport in our head out this is the let's have a this at the end of the our age when it comes to substance the British over that are a bunch of health tests and tests number of tests. So is that how
Yes, yeah.
as we speak and people are applying that in that way to shout where is are you getting Ghana did something. Ghana sent certain lists that people could look at lists. I do not know the details of which Ghana has a very good history. So I don't know whether it was just friendly handshake or there was a bit of financial. Look, we have it. We have people ready to buy. Let's look at the journey. I was affected in out of the topic from what we needed to discuss students as communities. When and what price can you do, what kind of value you add as a student, what kind of value you add can certificates to use that together when they get out of class. Their market value, market built up. That was when we were discussing trying to make them up. Satisfy the need to sell that. At least half of this what I get the best but how is certified and system. Add market value and again sell other people and other people add that. So as a country, now have to begin and have that people as In Ghana, we have about batteries. Recently, what the content is for is the name of the project that makes rather fine. And we have our Cuba workers, doctors and Cuba ship doctors to different countries. And China, they are saying even business are shipped in countries. So if we have access, not that we have access because our hospitals are still empty. But because of the financial problem they are not able to or they are not able to absorb this country. Why don't they charge a lot of training them for us? At least that's not not provide and we get 80 cents. So if they're not going to be here, the NI competition, the NI competition in Ghana, they have tax elements where they need to go to Ghana. Those Nigeria go to Zimbabwe, nurses.
Oh, yeah.
So we need to start having that again come up what now each single list corporation need a program. That for workers that can come with the land currency. So actually, the Nigerians that are foreign passport, our export, foreign passport, what can you do? I'm not urging them to give a non-passport. Actually, so far, they have to survive.
Yeah, of course. There's a certain side that if you live there, you might end up being crushed and then dying.
And there's good opportunity.
Oh, yeah.
After that, I said before, the opportunities are there. I mean, people are making it. I'm not saying that everyone make it. And then some of us decide to spend, some of us decide. I then decide that it's personal.
Okay, listen, it's Starr Radio UK. Thank you very much, Mr. Frank Davies. We have this online in our North London studios. I'm Archie here, and we are bringing you the morning show, partisan round updates from Nigeria. So let me cross over to Yomi for some of the other stories that's making the rounds there. Now, Yomi, what is this about the federal government blowing how many billions there? For what purpose as well?
Well, Nigeria is a country that you will find out that money are just being put out, for different reasons that should have been used to equip, the security. Imagine if Saudi Arabia has to pay, some kind of, warlord to take care of their pipeline. Imagine countries that also have, vast amount of crude oil, literally have to pay billions in their currency, for those pipelines to be protected. That is exactly what has been happening, not just under Buhari. This has been going on even during the time of the, Obasanjo, and even up to the time of Yaradua and Jonathan, and likewise Buhari. Buhari regime is now being questioned for awarding multi-billion naira oil pipeline surveillance contract to Tompolo. According to, Silas has urged Mr. Buhari to desist from making more dangerous mistakes that will further plunge the country into danger. The Civil Society Legislative Advocacy Center has questioned President Muhammadu Buhari's regime on awarding a pipeline surveillance contract to an ex-militant warlord government, Tompolo. It seems that, the only people that can take care and make sure that we have crude oil that has not been, destroyed before it takes out of Nigeria are the warlord in that particular region. And that means the government literally have to give them money. And when you give them money, they will definitely have to buy some heavy firearms as well. And we've seen that being displayed, by, Asari Dokubo and the rest of them as well. Who oversight the procurement process of this award? Were there bids? What process led to this emergency on this award? Or is this our Bureau of Public Procurement also an incompetent institution that couldn't deliver on a free and equitable process? Or on the other hand, Doesn't the law have a clear stipulations on contract awards in Nigeria? This is coming from Awawu Musa, the executive director, said in a statement yesterday. The Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited, August, announced the award of a pipeline protection contract worth 48 billion naira annually, 4 billion per month to Mr. Tompolo, Mr. Ekwan Polo, otherwise known as Tompolo. The award of the multi-billion naira contract to Tompolo has sparked criticism, widespread condemnation from political and social organizations in Nigeria. And that is where the headline is coming from this morning. Buhari regime is now being questioned for awarding multi-billion naira oil pipeline. So we're going to go straight to some of the other headlines as well before coming back again to you in the studio. Once again, if you've just joined us, you're watching the Star Radio UK Morning Show, where we give you all the news headlines coming out of Nigeria. Police vow to eliminate terrorists, other criminals in Zamfara. And also, there was over 300 Castina farms rice destroyed by the ice pellets. I'm sure we are used to weather here in UK, but this weather also have a bit of implication on the farmers back home should this happen. Lalong government failed to pay deceased Plateau civil servant benefit, according to the family. We do know that the Vice President Yemi Osinbajo will be heading out to Kenya to attend Ruto presidential inauguration in Nairobi, which is coming up as well. I'm going to go straight because of the time. It's exactly 11:39 to the social media. I can see that the lawyer representing Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has returned to court. About 18 minutes ago, he posted on his Twitter handle, "Legal fireworks going on in the court now. It shall surely end in praises." He say, as he said, in his tweet there. So they are trying to get a bill out for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu that has been kidnapped, rendition back to Nigeria by the federal government since last year. And some of what is also trending on Twitter, Peter Obi is trending at number one. From what we are hearing yesterday, there was a kind of assassination attempt on his vehicle yesterday. I know you talked about Andy Uba. I think Frank was the one that mentioned it. This actually happened on a broad daylight on Sunday. He was lucky because he was inside what we can call a bulletproof vehicle that was moving him. He's a sitting senator, but he was actually attacked. Assassination attempt that killed his orderly and some other drivers and some of those that were traveling in the other vehicles. But he was whisked away because he was actually in a bulletproof vehicle. That shows, the danger that Nigerians are going through on a daily basis. So Peter Obi is trending as this morning, but also when Peter Obi speaks, you see sincerity, you see hope, you see uprightness, not being political correct, but real words from the pure heart. He has also accused, the campaign trail of the Bola Tinubu of playing the ethnic card. But again, the unity of Nigeria is something that we've got to be concerned about. The Yoruba nation were already yesterday at the palace of our king, Ooni of Ife, the Ojaja II. But apparently, there was a kind of an attack by the Yoruba nation, groups that went there yesterday for a peaceful protest by one person that also has a link to the palace, actually called for what we can call the African thugs, to disperse those that went to that rally in Ile-Ife in Osun State yesterday. And we hope, the security operatives will be investigating this particular incident that happened. Imagine if I have to go to the Buckingham Palace and I have to be attacked and there's no security to protect me while this attack was going on. This was actually what happened because the security were told to leave, knowing fully well that there will be an attack in the next 10 minutes. And all this was captured as they were arriving, in their motorcycle with the all kind of weapons to wanted to, harm those that were having a peaceful protest right in front of the Ooni of Ife, the Ojaja II Palace yesterday. So let's take a look at what is trending. Yoruba is actually trending at number 9 on the Twitter this morning. And I'm sure for so many different reasons, as the Yoruba nation continue the agitation, and likewise, those that are still saying that we can keep one Nigeria. According to Babatunde Gbadamosi, is a very popular known politician, also a businessman. He lives in UK before relocating back to Nigeria. And like Frank says, there's always a good opportunity in Africa, but you can also be a victim of that business, like our brother Oluwagbenga that traveled from Maryland, where he had a business in Ogbomoso on the July 29. He was actually kidnapped the same day. About 5 million naira was paid. He was eventually killed, and we can only pray for the for the family that he left behind. But I must say, Yoruba people have always valued personal integrity and natural humility over and above wealth or possession. This is defined as omoluabi. Which of these presidential candidates do you, as a Yoruba, see as a true omoluabi? As you vote, please forward, like, retweet. Bola Tinubu currently has 9.4%. Abubakar Atiku at 3.4%, Peter Obi at 85.6%, Rabiu Musa Kwankwaso at 1.6%. About 35,000 people have voted, in this particular ongoing vote. Also, if Nigeria split today, we will have Oduduwa nation. Yoruba people will never choose Tinubu to be our president. So where is this hypocrisy coming from? We can't deliver a man who is not competent to the Aso Rock. All in the name is a Yoruba man. Competent come first. And this is, I believe, also Neferati, Showore and his orange beret Aluta weed gang are attacking Peter Obi. Tinubu and his supporters are attacking Obi and instigating Yorubas against the Igbos. Atiku supporters are attacking Obi and spreading hate and bigotry against him in the north. Ask yourself, why Obi? Why all the hate? It seems that 2023 will be a very tough one. According to Simon Ekpa, while we reject Ruga vehemently on Yoruba soil, I remember the federal government wanted to take over some of the land as well. So it seems that's the reason why Yoruba is trending. Also, Ilana UK says, an independent and self-sustained #Yoruba nation shall be built on dignity and respect for every #Yoruba people, irrespective of social background. #Yoruba nation is for many and not the privileged few. And that is how I'm going to come back again to you at 11:45 on the update coming out of Starr Radio UK, your finest African and Caribbean radio station in London.
Well, let's start bringing you up to Nigeria on the show. That's according to Mr. Eric Legacy reported. Dr. Martin, I hope you're doing very, very well. Thank you very much. Prince OJ says, can someone show me the world's resources of the United Kingdom among the Commonwealth nations? So there's no man says, where is the dollar? Where is the wealth that we are talking about?
See, United Kingdom. So we have lots of good Actually, some of this is able to
Frank, mic is a bit low. We can hardly hear him from this end.
is able to convince the government
Thank you.
or those in charge to get a letter, an agreement, that to say that we have allocated to Olayomi Koiki 3 acres, or we're giving Olayomi 1 well of oil. And in that oil, or in that well, we estimate that probably there's 1 billion barrels, or probably 500 million barrels. No one knows.
Yeah.
I mean, they've done some data.
Yeah.
Some, whether right or not, they've just told you that it contains this amount of business. The person takes that paper, go to the international market and say, look, this is a proven resource. The commodity is still in the ground, but the person is able to get 100 million, tell you that we come to do of it, do their thing, do whatever they want to do with it. How many Nigerians are doing of it? Today, if even your farm has food in Ghana, when you go to a bank and you can even prove that it has been proven by a statement report or whatever to get it or whatever report that we have proved, the bank will still ask for that. So the thinking that we even have in our country doesn't help us. In a UK, actually, trades and businesses do not have cash. They use the fair letter of credit. So when they come to Africa, they sign those contracts as they don't even need to dig the gold. They don't even need to dig the oil. Actually, the oil is because they need to fuel our country. If not, the agreements alone are enough for them to make money. And that's what UK does. Financial. When you go to the, what they call it, what would they play, or what is the queen and the king, and go to City of London in front of those banks. That's what they trade. They trade papers. They trade. But
Right. Prince, so you got it. Yeah, there's money here.
They have money. The gold that we have here, they have gold and other things, but we have more than they can. Nigeria still have more gold than they can. Ghana still have more gold than they can. See, we don't know what we can have.
What? Is that our problem? Think about all that. Give you the opportunity to also share your take in the next few minutes, but you can put a comment and I'll publish it for the reader. But quickly, one before we let Mr. Olayomi go, that pertaining to the security of the Olayomi. And I mean, the fact that there was an attempt on his life. I mean, my worry and the question I want to find out from you, whether you know, is that presidential aspirants, are they giving state security to protect them? What it looks like, because Peter Obi seems to be on a path where, okay, let me see, I think I've got another caller on the line. Yomi, just a minute. Hello.
Hello, morning, Dr. Morton.
Oh, hello, Dr. Martin. Dr. Martin. Okay. Let's Yomi, let's Dr. Martin speak quickly and then we come to you. Yeah, Dr. Martin, please go on. How are you doing, sir?
I'm very well, and I've missed you a lot.
Oh, we miss you too, you know.
It's been a while.
Yeah.
You know, it's sad that we all put it this week.
Mm-hmm.
And then, sorry, March, so it's straight from the future.
Yeah.
Incidents going around.
Mm-hmm.
Then I want to,
Okay.
Nigeria, going on. You know, people are going around putting interpretation. We have to point out.
Oh. Okay.
I don't know why oil companies, somebody
The donation. Wow.
Yes, donation. That's actually fun. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Dr. Martin. Thank you very, very much for that. Well, so that is for your information. If anybody approaches you, myself, Frank, we will not be doing that. But if anybody else approaches you to say, come and tell me that, oh, we are contributing a donation to the royal family for the loss of the queen, tell them no. But Frank has just said that even your gold that is in your country, they are monetizing it. So what is, well, so let's be wise.
Why would see thieves and criminals always take advantage of every little opportunity? And I think interestingly, thieves and criminals, some of the smartest people amongst us.
Yeah. A Nigerian is actually been on the FBI. He actually sold a ventilator that was not there, during the COVID last year. He actually raided, from the New York City, almost $30 million US.
Wow, the ventilator is sold is quite a money. But it is smart, isn't it? Well, listen to Starr Radio. So that's some information for you. I mean, that's what we do. So wherever you are listening to us from, doesn't matter whether you're in the UK or outside, wherever you are, who can approach you that way? But tell them it's a lie. Don't lose your money. But let's come back to the Peter Obi issue that we're talking about, and as whether there's a security that is granted them. But Peter Obi seems to be. Let's forget about Yoruba Nation. Let's forget about Igbo. When we're talking about disintegration and stuff like that. But it seems, as soon as there's going to be an election, that 2023 election is going to hold. Peter Obi is one who is actually talking these strong people, such that everybody thinks that, something needs to be done. And that they think that maybe eliminating him would be the way forward. Are they giving any security at all?
Well, I think the way the situation is, even though there's been a lot of backlash from somebody like Keyamo is currently working with this government, and he's been under fire, for saying that Peter Obi planned to stage an assassination attempt I mean, an assassination attempt is not something you stage, but it seems that was what he actually said, and that is now, coming back on him as well. But in terms of whether they will have a kind of a support from the federal government or the security agency, they do have some bit of small security around them, but they can also, get more security for themselves as well. But one thing is, I'm sure it will definitely have to, probably increase a bit of a security around him. He's not the only one that has been attacked. I think from what we heard, Tinubu was attacked by the terrorists on his way to Kaduna on that particular highway, and he lost a couple of, their orderly or the policemen that were escorting them as well. So, but the situation is, as election is always coming in Nigeria, there's more people that will die. It's just the normal thing that we are used to. It might not be the normal thing in the in a global, civilized society, but this is the time that politicians run after themselves and create a lot of havoc before the election.
Well, listen, it's Starr in the UK. Dr. Martin says that a country that is as rich as the UK, why would they come to other countries to say that everybody should donate something for them? They don't really do that. They know ways and means that they can take money from
They are even giving out.
Yeah.
They are even giving out. I mean, one thing that the UK has done that I'm happy with is the fan of the face.
Yeah.
What they call it,
When
vice president.
Because
Months again, we were talking about environmental, and this Prince John, stamping his authority on governance straight away that no president, because you're going to have Buhari.
They said 200 of them are coming.
You're going to have Buhari, you're going to have Akufo-Addo, and all using it as an excuse, flying here with taxpayers' money to come and do what?
He said he'll be on the coach.
What are they coming to do? Actually, what exactly are they coming? The dead body. Look, Akufo-Addo, if you take Ghana, Akufo-Addo is one person who the state is not sleeping. Even the state, this is under the Fourth Republic of Ghana. He's the only president that was not giving state visit.
Oh, I see.
He wasn't giving a state visit.
Oh, okay.
He wasn't giving it. So why would he now want to travel to see the dead body? Or even they have not even told people. He's stubborn. So what are you
Tomorrow they'll open it. But let me ask, has Buhari had a state visit from the beach?
No.
Oh, the two of them. Maybe they'll have to fly. Okay, we go to a quick one. The lawyer for Nnamdi Kanu. Now, is the case in court today? Are they
Yeah, it's already in court as we speak right now, but I'll be giving more updates, because there's no update yet, apart from the fact that the case is currently in the court. But you might have the update before you end in the next 1 hour, or if otherwise, tomorrow when I'm back, I'll be giving more update. Well, yes, they've actually, be able to get a date today as against November. Yes, I believe October that Nnamdi Kanu was meant to come back to court, but they were able to get a date today, and we look to get what's going to be the outcome of that within the next hour from Abuja.
Okay. Listen, Miss Olayomi, I'm Archie. Morning show. Special question after this. Before you go.
Well, Frank and Archie will take you through the rest of the segment. I will be joining them again same time tomorrow at 11 o'clock. And this is where you get all the news headline coming out of Africa. And at exactly 11 o'clock, you get all the full details of what is happening in Nigeria. My name is Olayomi. I'll be back again same time tomorrow. Have a very good morning, good afternoon from wherever you're watching us.
Okay. We catch up later. Let's start ready.
All right, guys, everyone, our mothers, our fathers, everyone that have joined, I have to go now. Mukiembe Bashiru, Mustafa, I gotta go now. I have other things to do. We should be back with Prophet Ologunlowa later, 10 o'clock. Okay. But when I will be coming back for the update on the mega rally officially United Nations building or somewhere around that side. So I'll be back during that period of time. But for now, I got to go. I have a lot of other things I need to attend to. Thank you so much fún gbogbo yín tí ẹ tún láǹfààní àti gbọ́ update from that shit old country. As we always say on this platform, our focus remain educating, encouraging as many Yoruba people, men, elite, barbers, salon, gbogbo bí kólúkálukú bá wà, that we cannot leave Nigeria to the hands of the predators, the politicians that are wicked. They don't care how many Yoruba people die. Their job is just to live life and, forget about the humanity sake of things as well. We can get Yoruba nation. It will not be one template. There will be different templates, but the most important thing, like I always say, it doesn't matter even if it's going to be violent. I don't give a toss, because when the British came, the monarchy system, in those period and those era, they use a serious violence on us. And that is why, we are not, having our identity, because if they have left us, even in that amalgamation, without giving us English, we will probably not even understand each other, and we would have fought. But because they were smart, they gave us English and told us, oh, you can have, the Yoruba nation, the Yoruba language, the Ishekiri language, but what we know English, that is superseded. If you have not watched the morning section, go and have a bit of time. It's under 2 hours, and also watch that as well. We will not allow Nigeria to continue to deceive you anymore. We will explain to you that your life is now in your hands. Forget about Umakoko Kuno, Kotolo 7. Let us take this identity back from them. Ikú bàbá yèyé nísìn, òun ti kú nísìn, ó ti lọ, ó fi sílẹ̀ fún wa nísìn. They couldn't solve those problems. Àwọn ọba ò fi dá sí, àwọn ọba yẹn ò lè dá sí, wọ́n ń ṣiṣẹ́ lábẹ́lẹ̀ ni, blah blah blah, blow. Ikú bàbá yèyé dà nísìn. He's gone. He has left the mess for us to continue to deal with. Tó bá yẹ kí bàbá yẹn sọ̀rọ̀ níjọ́ náà lọ́hùn ni, sọ fẹ́ pa ni, kí ló fẹ́ ṣe fún? They can't do anything to them. But they don't want to speak. Hey, only báwọn bá ṣe máa sọ wọ́n lè sọ bẹ́ẹ̀. At the end of the day, àwọn ọmọ ikú bàbá yèyí àti gbogbo àwọn tó jẹ́ bíi relatives wọn tó wó gidi wà lọ́wọ́ wọn, àwọn á máa gbádùn, wọ́n á máa jẹun, wọ́n á máa ṣe là, wọ́n á máa ṣe gbòòlò, and the same thing with the politicians. Olúbàdàn dà nísìn, gan is gone. Ẹ lọ sí palace Olúbàdàn, àtẹ̀ntó wà ń bẹ̀ nísìn àti the previous, ẹ lọ wò, kò sómi ládùúgbò yẹn, kò sí iná, kò sí education, àwọn ọmọ ò lọ sí school. Ẹ lọ síbẹ̀ ṣe pé ẹ náà yàn lọ síbẹ̀ kẹ́ni kọ́ lọ take a picture kẹ́ lọ gbogbo àdúgbò yẹn, ebi yàn lọ sọ fún àwọn ọba yẹn, but ẹ má bá wọn ọba o, ẹ má dákẹ́, ẹ má ṣe, màá tún kà fún ilé nǹkan sí kí tó tún lọ. Èmi lọ mọ́mọ ní school tèmi, àwa lọ́mọ tó lọ sí school, ẹ̀yin lẹ̀ lọ́mọ tó lọ sí school, àwọn ọmọ yín wà lójú títì nísìn. Gbogbo road network, Lagos Ibadan expressway, kiri ice water, kiri kóòkì, kiri gúgúrú, kiri ẹ̀pà, ìtọ́bádẹ́ kì má gbẹ títì wá bá sùn, wá lóyún. The problem of family. A life of choice and opportunity. All right, have a nice day. A life of choice and opportunity. Ó kù sí gbogbo alọ́wọ́. Àwa tá wà nílùú òyìnbó, a ní choice díẹ̀. Ìyàtọ̀ kan ní pé a lè ṣe ju ìtọ́ bá ní ká ṣe lọ. But àwa náà fi wá expand. Ìwọ tó rò pé ò ní business ní bíbá. Business yẹn o rò pé kò ṣe expand. Ó ṣe expand, but kò lè expand ní bíbá because wọ́n ti cap wa kò yé ní sìn. Bí ó ṣe wọ́n ká grow as Yoruba people, a lè grow bẹ́ẹ̀. Ẹ̀ẹ́mọ ní ṣìdárí Anthony Gatwick Airport Yorùbá ni. No, olówó tí ń bẹ nílẹ̀ Yorùbá tipẹ́tipẹ́ ni olówó tí ń wà nílẹ̀ Yorùbá. Lè lówó mọ́ nísìn. Everybody struggle. Olówó gan nísìn ọ̀rá ń tọ́jú ara ẹ̀ díẹ̀díẹ̀ ni. So anyway, so a life of choice and opportunity. Òun là ń sọ pé ká gba Yorùbá nation. Ṣorí ìwọ tó wá ní ẹ máa ṣe politics ni. Àwọn bàbá tí ó ń ṣe politics láti jẹ́ ẹ lọ bèèrè lọ́wọ́ wọn kí ló fi ṣe. Gúgúrú àtẹ̀pà lẹ́lòmíì ń tà nísìn. Àwọn tó ń ṣe politics láti joy kí ló fi ṣe. Yorùbá nation is our future wa ni. Òun làwọn sáré ẹ̀ àti ìwọ àtèmi. May God protect our land from all the enemies. including any Yoruba that is our enemies. May God bless Yoruba nation. May God bless Yoruba kingdom. May God bless Yoruba republic. Oduduwa republic. Whichever one. It's totally important pé ká tẹ̀ kọ́kọ́ dá dúró ká kúrò nínú nonsense country tí a wà. So àárín jù bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ èmi lọ nìyẹn àtúnbá bó ṣe máa dá lọ tó bá dẹ̀ di alẹ́ lágbára Elédùmarè ẹ pàdé wa èyí tí ẹ ra flag lọ́wọ́ wa ẹ̀ṣẹ̀ kú fẹ́ èyí tẹ́ ẹ̀ tí retí yín gbà ó likely kó wà lọ́nà àwọn tó ti rà èyí tẹ́ wà nílé ẹ sọ fún àwọn ẹgbẹ́ tó kù náà kí gbogbo wọn náà kọ́ project as many of it kó jáde àìtí mọ̀gbà tó máa ṣe mega rally òmùọ̀kẹ́ ìgbàkigbà tó bá pé mega rally láyọ̀ ló máa bá wa. Have a very good afternoon and bye for now.